It was the break before the final semester of my college. As usual, I had planned to have myself a 3-week extravaganza of Counter-Strike, Doritos, and Mountain Dew. A little bit of Mary Jane on the sides, because after the semester, I was going straight to work, and I wanted to make the most of the break. And as cliched as it sounds, my friend literally threw a tantrum rolling on the floor of the dorm's corridor to make us go to his grandpappy's place, and that we'd trek and camp in the wilderness for a week. While I first responded him with a loud and clear no, telling him I don't even go outside in this city that's awake 24/7, to what made him have the delusion of asking me to spend time at Countryside, that basically is a collection of everything I hate to do. But he wouldn't listen. My other friend took great pleasure pouring kerosene, lighter fluid, and gasoline to that fire, just to make me uncomfortable. But I immediately caved in when he mentioned that his freshman hot cousin and her great personalities were gonna accompany us. Well, that was a frickin' lie. It was just the 3 of us. As I was brooding with anger as the car left the city and hit the countryside off of the highway, cars started fluttering. I clearly told him that we are not going to get stranded in the middle of nowhere. I started cursing him, and it went on for a few minutes as the car stuttered along the road until we saw 2 glimmering lights. It was an old gas station, and I found my breath back again. We gave the car a push to the pumps and started filling gas. At this point, I was hungry, and all snacks had run out. I notice a bright light a furlong away, and as I squint at it, turns out it's a bloody McD's. I thank the gods of capitalism and decide that I'd grab something quick for the road before these old slow pumps fill out the car. So I get in to be greeted by a lone, middle-aged woman in McD uniform, operating the whole joint. I mean, that's about the best you can expect during graveyard shift in a location like this. I'm lucky this was open at all. So I order Coke, fries, Hot Pockets, and burgers for all of us, and then ask for a bucket of nuggets. The lady apologized, telling me that they'd run out of nuggets. I was disappointed, but not that much. By some miracle, the ice cream machine was operational, so I ordered a bunch of softies. She gave me my order in just a couple of minutes, which I thought was impressively quick. I hoped she'd cooked them properly, so I take my orders and start walking back to the car, munching on some fries. They both wave at me, so I wave them back and yell that I got burgers and fries, but they'd ran out of nuggets. I was expecting a reaction, but confused looks were not what I was expecting. They asked me what the hell I am talking about, and they thought I went to take a piss. I replied, "Nah man, I was getting something for the road, but they ran out of nuggets, but I got ice cream though." And as I turned my head back, a sharp, bitter taste of a dry tree bark hit my mouth. As I start spitting the garbage out of my mouth, I don't see a McD anywhere, just some rotten old broken diner, long abandoned. As I drop my hands in disbelief, twigs, trash, and dust fall out of my arms. "We don't have a rat problem," he told me with a smile. "Just don't go poking around behind the grill." I'm a health inspector. Almost every fast food place I've checked out has rodents. Arby's, Burger King, Wendy's. You pass them, tell them to put traps out, but the rats always come back. I didn't expect this Mcdonald's to be any different. When I met the manager, Dave, I mentioned to him that I didn't see any rat traps. Apparently they didn't need them. There weren't any rats, and sure, the fryers were a little musty and some of the tables could use a thorough scrubbing, but I found hide, nor hair, nor droppings to indicate that there were any rats at all. Which was strange. There had been a bad rat problem here last time I'd been to this location. "We took care of it," Dave said. "Without evidence of pest control? What's behind the grill?" I asked. "Just some grease." I was just joking. Sure enough, that's all there was, some stains on the wall, but it didn't feel right. I arranged a surprise inspection for the following week. Dave wouldn't be there. Nobody would know I was coming. One of the disaffected teens who manned the register recognized me and led me back to the kitchen. I asked him if there was anything he thought I should know. Dave says we have to throw a hamburger patty behind the grill before we leave in the evening during the shift switch. What? That sounds like a health code violation. Teen grimaced. "Don't tell him I said that." The young woman perked up in the kitchen when I entered. "Detective?" she asked. Her voice was oddly bright. "Health inspector." The woman paused for a minute, visibly deflated. "My friend, she worked here, night shift." Did Mr. Manager happen to tell her to shove burgers behind the grill? No. She shook her head. No, this was before. A few months ago. One day she clocked out but never came home. Smell in the kitchen clung to the back of my throat. Deeply unpleasant. It wasn't like this last time I was here. Did anyone call the police? I said. Dave said we'd be fired. Closer I got to the grill, the thicker the coppery cloying smell became. It stung the nostrils, reminded me of decay. I got her to help me shift the grill. It was heavy, almost felt like something was fighting us as we worked to move it. Behind the grill, we found the rats. Fleshy amalgamation of rats and burger meat and long dark hair clung to the wall. It pulsed, a tendril reaching softly for my hand, resting beneath it. I jerked my hand back. Its touch burned. A slurred mouth formed from rat teeth, dripping a wet liquid that caused the floor to sizzle where it touched. It whispered a single word. Help. Like the last couple of weeks, I woke up 1 hour earlier than my alarm clock because of the daylight saving effect. But instead of going back to sleep as usual, I decided to get up today because I haven't been able to make it in time lately. It was 3 a.m. I work opening shift at a fast food restaurant, which is only 20 minutes walking distance from my house. I usually never take the train unless I'm super late. Chose this early shift so I can go to college after. I took a nice warm shower, then proceed to have my instant ramen with full satisfaction. Looked at the clock. Almost 3:30. If I start now, I would still end up 1 hour early at my work, but it's better than being an hour late and I'll get to see Julia. So I put on my clothes and headed out. As soon as I came down of the 7th floor by stair, I realized I didn't bring my phone. Fuck it. Not like I got anybody to call me anyway. The morning was cold. The moon was so bright like I've never seen before, plus the snows from yesterday's storm made it bright as a day. Not a single soul in the street. Only endless line of cars on both sides of the road. I live on the main street. Stores are closed. Some lights on different apartments are still on. A monster McDonald's delivery truck is moving very slowly on the opposite side. Probably got time like me. Other than that, there's no sign of life as far as you can see. 15 minutes has passed. Felt kinda odd. Usually I see couple faces passing by and the road is always busy with cars. Nothing today. Maybe it's just too early. The truck is still moving besides me. I picked up my pace, so did the truck. Did it really? Or is it just my imagination? At one point I started running. The truck speeded up with me. Oh, he thinks it's a game, huh? I kept running with all my strength. Soon I arrived in front of my store. Damn. Julia is not there yet. And I don't have the keys. So I just kept standing waiting for her to come. Truck has now stopped at green light with me. I yelled, "Hey asshole, quit playing games and go deliver your McNuggets." No response. Was still motionless. Just when I decided to encounter the truck, the alarm in my phone went off. Was it in my jacket the whole time? And suddenly the truck started moving like it has to make delivery in 5 minutes to Walhalla. Cars started rushing out from both sides. Julia, along with one of our regular customer, appeared out of nowhere. Both kept staring at me, looking all shocked and terrified. The alarm on my phone was still going off.